What up, fools?
What up, fools?
Uh,
we are unbelievably chipper considering the topic that we're talking about.
I know. We're to laugh our way through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah. If you're not laughing, you're crying.
So death. Yeah.
It's weird. Okay. There's zany ways to die.
Yeah.
Foolish, if you will.
Foolish
Ways to
I
die.
I printed out a list.
It's so weird though because your perspective of what a foolish death is deviates depending on what your convictions are.
That's true.
Like for example, if you're a pro-military person, dying in war is honorable.
Yeah.
Unless you think fucking military's full of shit, then you're like, you died a foolish death because you're just a puppet of the system. You know, like,
Yeah, man.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that, like, to some people that's an honorable death, and there's the other people that's like,
Yeah, there's a duality to it.
It's a silly.
It's all, yeah.
You know, I mean, some people, like for example, mental illness. Mental illness affects pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people whose mental illness overcomes them and they take their lives.
Yes.
And some people are like, they were afflicted by a demon, and other people are like, that's a selfish thing to do. You know, like, it's just one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, like, you know, like, if you, like, okay, we mentioned this before in previous episodes, Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing about Romeo and
We're
Juliet.
going to
Like,
rename our podcast.
yeah, we're just going to name it the Romeo and Juliet podcast, or Dan and Marcus, yeah. But, I mean, that would be, like, any love-lorn person who, like, heartbreak and stuff like that, and they kill themselves.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because outside of that moment, outside of those at that particular moment, you're like, oh, I can't live without this person.
Yeah.
And then you're like, just wait like a year, dude.
How can I live without you?
Yeah. Like, how can I live without you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Every time I hear those like sad, like I fall in the trap myself. I'll fall for somebody, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is so sad. But then I'm like, all I needed was to see another pair of tits. Like, it's all I needed.
It does loosen things up.
Yeah. Oh man, it provides so much more perspective.
Yeah.
Like whenever I see the sad boy, like she broke up with me, flash him. And she was a bitch. You know, like
She's not that good.
you put the knife down, you
Yeah.
untie the noose. You know, like
I wonder if that works for women because they're not as like, oh, they're pigs, but like physically, you know, they're like gross like guys are. They hide it better. But,
oh god, yeah.
But I wonder if that works for women. They usually like sleep with other people right away.
oh yeah.
I guess it's a universal thing.
Well, I think
It's a distraction.
Well, I think
Something going in you or you going in something
yeah, and
takes the pain away.
It's really like that. It's really just more of what men are lacking versus what women are lacking. Women do not lack physical validation. They receive that every day. So they would get heartbroken when someone matches them emotionally. Whereas, like, you know, me, I mean, people are like, you're funny and you're a nice guy. Cool. Awesome. Anything else? Yeah. Anything else about my dick? You know, like, so when I receive that, like, and then that gets taken away, I'm like, oh man, she like my penis. You know, like, it's very weird. It's so weird. Yeah. So, but everyone's just chasing something, and I think that's the thing about like what leads to silly, foolish deaths is chasing. You're chasing. What are you chasing? You know,
Yeah.
Like you got like a printout here, and it's like literally.
So they do. This is from a Wikipedia article titled "List of Unusual Deaths."
Oh, like the Darwin Awards.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's listed and it goes by time period. So there's actually, and I don't have all of it.
Yeah.
It's too much to print. But
Yeah.
so this is like more recent stuff because I feel like people like to hear stuff closer to like around when they're alive.
Yeah.
For some reason. But they have like Middle Ages and then they go through like the different generations. So they'll have like stuff from like the 50s and the 60s and the
Yeah, I've even heard about some
80s, wacky 80s deaths.
I've
So
heard about some like ancient
we could do
ones.
follow-up episodes where like
Oh yeah, just like this
different
list
time
of,
periods.
like a top 10 silliest deaths.
Yeah.
You know.
So this is like 2010s.
Okay. I heard about like there was like a philosopher from like
A foolosopher?
a Foolosopher, if you will.
Gunshot.
Pew, pew, pew. And DJ air
We
horn.
need one of those.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah,
We need an air horn.
we need an air horn for anytime we do some silly
I'll do it in
podcast
post. Yeah.
podcast pun, where
The cruise ship horn.
this guy laughed at his own joke and he died. So I mean, it's probably like a cardiac arrest. It just happened to be the timing of it. He's like.
Wait, so what did this? What
This was
happen?
like supposedly like a Roman philosopher, like Roman era, like that era.
Oh, it's like a legend,
like
kind
600, yeah, 600 AD, something like that.
Man.
Maybe. And he like I got to pull up. It was like a meme of it, and then I looked it up, and it was like apparently it was like true. I can't remember his name. I have to
He
look it
died
up.
slapping his own leg.
Yeah, he's just like wrecked him, damn near killed him. Oh shit, and he's dead. I mean, like what? Even Elvis. What did Elvis have a heart attack while he's taking a shit?
I think so. Yeah.
He was taking.
He had a lot of like peanut butter and banana sandwiches and like
Oh.
bacon.
Yeah, and then all the blow he did. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, this latter years was just all coke bloat. It
Yeah,
was-
yeah. He was, yeah, man, what a way to go out. Just Elvis.
He's
I think
like-
they did a lot of pills back then, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I don't even know what they're fucking.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know drugs enough.
Yeah.
You know, which is probably good because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
already have too many other vices. I mean, food mainly. Food is my vice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm the Tony Montana of fucking fruit snacks.
Of gummies.
Gummy bears. Yeah. Say hello to my squishy friend.
You like Swedish fish?
I like Swedish fish. It's
Yeah.
not my favorite. They're a little tough on the teeth. Like
Yeah.
they get stuck in the teeth and
They have a
stuff.
particular chew level. you
Oh,
know?
okay. Yeah.
They are like kind of chewy.
Yeah, they're good. It's so weird. Like that was another thing. It was like this past weekend I was at the Improv and I had a friend of mine bring me a bag full of gummies.
Nice.
Bag full of gummies, and I didn't realize how much of a nerd I am for gummy snacks. And so I'm sitting in the room with the headliner, and we're just talking, and I'm just like explaining the consistency of different brands. And then I go in that conspiracy theory that I mentioned before about because it's not technically proven, but I'm like it's pretty spot on about how like Albanese and the 7-Eleven gummy bears are the same brand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they was just like sitting there mouth wide open, like who is this guy? Yeah, but that's gonna be me if
That's quality bonfire material.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that's something that'll come up.
it should have.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that would be the thing that like takes me out. I was like, oh, Crespo, he died
A gummy, like you tried to eat a whole bag at once. You
Honestly,
choked.
on the way here, I was singing, you know that song Eve 6 is I was choke on the rhymes. But
Yeah,
the
yeah,
left.
yeah.
I was singing that while eating Gushers, and I didn't chew one properly, and it went down my windpipe. And
Oh
I
my
was just
God.
like rendezvous.
when I'm through.
Just like, I just turned into Chris Farley when he's doing the bear
Yeah,
sketch.
yeah.
He's like, oh, it's a baker's dozen.
Rendezvous and I'm through.
Pounding my chest. The fucking half-eaten gusher comes out. It's like, it's the baker's dozen, Bob. Have you ever edged?
So I know about it.
Okay. Like a lot of times people know about it in the context of like,
Tantric sex,
yeah, the last long.
which I've never had.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we're built the way we are. It's not
Yeah.
something that should healthy.
Yeah, if I last longer than then your body gives out. Your
Yeah.
cardio gives out.
Yeah, I had a bit about it where my mind's like, yeah, all night. My heart's like, no, you'll die.
Yeah.
But like, so I mentioned to a friend, and they were asking me about how, what do I do to stay awake on long road trips?
Yeah.
Coming from shows. Like I recently did a show in North Carolina. I drove to North Carolina and back, so it was like, and I caught traffic, so it was like almost 15, 16 hours
God.
total. And now I did that with just Red Bull, but like there's been other trips where I edged, where basically I would start cranking out the butter. Don't make the butter.
He
You know?
made the gesture.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Like any of you guys can see this, but it was I was cranking the butter and I didn't make the butter, and it's just like that palpable tension. Like, I need to get this out, and it's like you're like streamline focused to get home.
It really works
It works. It's pretty effective.
because I've
Depends on what your libido is at that particular moment. Like at that particular show, there was some ladies talking and it was like going good. So I was already like feeling it, and I was like, And so then I was like, I got to get home. I got to get this out. I got to get this demon out. And that
You're like, only 14 hours, and then I could jerk
yeah.
off.
But then I was thinking about like how dangerous it would be if I tiptoed walk that like fine razor's edge, and I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And then I just finish up, and then I go to sleep, and I crash.
That is dangerous. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I was thinking about that's why you hear like people like
yeah, because you'd be out instantly.
landing in the woods 2:30 in the morning. Like, what happened? It's like he couldn't make it until he got home.
There's a car in a tree, and he's covered in some ectoplasm.
Oh, dude, it was unbelievable.
It was a spooky ghost. You ever see that South Park? Out California way.
But I was like, man, that would be a fucked up way, to go.
To die? Jerking off and crashing? I've definitely fallen asleep at the wheel and hit those treads on the side of the road that...
the little rumble pads?
Yeah. And I go... and I wake that way. I've woken up a few times like, I'm driving off the road. Very scary, especially... when I was younger. I don't have any trouble with it now, but I used to I would just be like driving home from work and be like, I could fall asleep right now. And, like insane.
Yeah, me too. I've gotten so accustomed to being a night owl now.
Yeah.
That it's not that big a deal. I actually like traveling late because there's hardly any cars on the road.
Yeah,
I don't have to deal with traffic. And, every once in a while you get a guy going 110 miles an hour. I'm like, just fucking go around.
Yeah.
But like those times, man, oh my god, yeah, I was full on zonked out. Like I was like full. I hit the rumble pads, and I was like, dude, I'm so lucky no cars were near me.
Yeah,
because it was unbelievable. Like it was just, I almost felt like I was about to recline my chair back and just drive, just chance it.
It's like yeah. You do play that game like when you're in that state. You're like, I could close my eyes for a second.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
It's fucking. Fun. That's scary. I used to do that. I went to college in North Carolina, so I used to drive from New York to North Carolina. It was like 9.5 hours in like ideal conditions. So that happened a handful of times. When you get into North Carolina, which is the last stretch, it's just trees on both sides. You know that? And it's so boring. And it's like, same thing when you're out and we drove cross country from San Diego on I-10, and it's just the same shitty desert screensaver for the entire time you're there.
God damn it, dude. Yeah, I haven't done that. I've done from Jacksonville to Dallas.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah, that's long.
And then I've done like from here to I've been with family. We've done from here to New York.
Yeah.
And like that's that type of stuff. And it's just like once you get into we're just nothing at the outskirts of any big city. It's it's just just road. I don't know, man. It's unbelievable. But then you see like cars and embankments, and you're like, they fall asleep or they edge. He couldn't let up. He got it. Yeah, the demons got to him. Also, like you guys, you heard of what do they call that? Fuck, I can't remember where they hang themselves and they jerk off. Fuck, I can't remember the name. Damn it, dude. This is bugging me.
Oh God.
I want to look at like David Carradine.
Yeah, no. And ding.
Weed, dude. I'm looking up David Carradine.
Didn't Chris Cornell die that way too?
Did he? I thought it was how did David Carradine die?
He hung himself.
Autoerotic asphyxiation. That's what it was. Yeah.
God, we're dumb.
Yeah. Not really.
Yeah.
It's kind of good that we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, for comedians, it's like, come on, get it together, guys.
If I knew the term and then told you the exact pressure.
Yeah.
The pounds per square inch. You're going for 9 pounds per square inch.
Oh, yeah. Like, unfortunately, he went 12, and he's no longer with us.
So, I printed out these. Let's see. This one is famous, and this one's from early internet days, so 2005, which I was a video editor at one of my first jobs out of college, 2006.
Oh, shit.
And I would produce like videos for a company, but I had a lot of downtime, so I would like comb the internet for like internet culture and lore.
Okay.
So I know like all those famous internet stories.
And this is 2006.
Yeah, it's like it's older stuff. It's like pre social media, but it's like there's tons of shit. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
but
MySpace was like around for a year.
Yeah,
YouTube was around for a year, and in those days, YouTube used to have amateur porn.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's always like weird websites and like internet mysteries and like shit like that. But this guy was known as Mr. Hands, and I think it was a porno named Mr. Hands, and his name was Kenneth Pignon, and it was a video of him having sex with a horse, or more the horse having sex with him.
Yeah,
and he died from internal injuries.
Oh man,
which is that was like one of the most people would like rickroll people back, send it like that. It was like one of those things. There was also a website called Lemon Party, but that didn't have death. It was just like 3 old dudes blowing each other.
Oh my god, why was it called Lemon Party?
Lemon Party, because it was like inconspicuous.
Oh, gotcha. I thought it was because of the face they made when they were sucking. It's gross.
Yeah,
dude. Oh man, there's a whole bunch of like foolish just from the internet age. You got a bunch of them here. I've heard some crazy ones. Like, I mean, there was a real life story one of you remember the movie Gremlins?
Yeah.
When Phoebe Cates was like talking about her dad was trying to surprise her as Santa Claus, and he slipped and fell and died in the fucking chimney.
Oh yeah.
There's been like a whole bunch of those.
Yes.
A whole bunch of like
people
burglars
found in the chimney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the show Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction?
It sounds familiar.
With Jonathan Frakes from like Star Trek.
I never saw.
It was on Fox, and they were.
I look like I watch a lot of Star Trek, but I don't. I have fucking Star Wars body, but I don't.
It's weird. You have the Star Wars body, but you're more like a manly man kind of in like your interest.
I like cooking.
Well, you like cooking, but
I'm not a manly man at all.
I mean, but like the way you carry yourself is very like kind of like.
Yeah, I'm like old school Italian.
Old school Italian, yeah. Whereas I do, and I'm a fucking big wrestling geek and shit.
Vince McMahon everywhere.
Yeah. Hey guys, you see when the guy leg dropped the other guy?
Yeah, but you could actually handle yourself. You could like fuck someone up.
Yeah.
I could be like I only have the power of words, and then if it comes to fighting, I'll claim I'm a Buddhist.
I mean, but honestly, at the age that that I'm approaching and we're at is, I need to be that way. I need to be more. My words are my weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, because we talked about this. Was it last episode or the episode before that where I got into a fist fight?
Yeah.
And it was foolish because it was like.
You could hear the audio of it in our last episode.
Yeah.
The first 30 seconds.
Oh, but you didn't hear the audio of my knees cracking probably when I was running after the dude. It was all my bones just like stressed out.
You're Al Bundy.
Oh, dude. Yeah, my shoulder's been like funky, and I don't know if it was like from that or just being fat and sleeping on my side sometimes.
Yeah. That happens to me.
But yeah, man, it was and that's unbelievably silly is that whole like pride. Like dying because of pride.
So I see a lot of that where you'll see a shooting happening, a general shooting in like a city area, and people always duck and cover, which is what you should do. And then once in a while, there'll just be some dude who's like playing it cool, and he's like, I don't mind if there's guns going on. And I saw one of his videos recently, and the dude gets shot in the head, and his little hat twirls off his head. And lands on the ground and he's dead. Also, I mean, it's like half my internet uses is gun videos.
so it gets shot off his head. All I can do, I want to find that video and then play the Price is Right. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, it's rough. It's you shouldn't get. It's so dumb to die. And I always see a lot of workplace accidents in China. people always getting sucked into a machine or something.
Oh my god!
There was one where it was like some kind of chemical plant or whatever.
Yeah.
And the guy, like, I don't know if he opens a hatch or whatever it was, but it's like a flash of light, and he's just incinerated. He's just dust.
Wow.
It's just, you know, I don't know.
What the fuck?
Do you see these videos? I wonder if other people watch them, because
okay, there was a point in time a couple years ago, or I say a couple years ago, 15 years ago, whatever, probably the time frame of a lot of this, when that guy got fucked by a horse to death, stuff, where I was like, what?
Mr. Hands, yeah, he has a name.
He's a horse fuck guy.
Yeah.
No, but I used to watch a lot of those.
Is Kenneth Pignon.
There was a couple of those sites where they showed like it wasn't Faces Death. There was another one where they showed like
Rotten.com.
Rotten.com, where it was like, you know, you saw the aftermath.
That was wild.
Oh, those are wild.
Yeah, it was just like car. Yeah, it was like that's.
And I remember
I don't seek out stuff like that.
I used to. Yeah, because I was just curious, fascinated.
Yeah.
I was fascinated because everyone at some point becomes fascinated with death.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's everyone's destined for it. You know.
Yeah.
Like I said, everyone dies. But I don't understand. Like I've had a recent thing where I've had my I felt sadsy. I had a heartbreak or whatever, but I just couldn't imagine killing someone over it.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I just don't like. But there was a point in time where I'm like I had with my ex, one of my exes, where I was like, when I found out about some infidelity, I was like, I'm gonna kill everybody. Like mentally, I was like, you're all gonna die.
Yeah.
I can't have my heart broken. And now I'm just like, it sucks. It's sad, but it's like, fuck, you know. Can I see your tits? Yes. Thank you. You know, who was that girl? I don't even remember her name. You know, like it's just weird. I guess it's like perspective. And, But I mean, but all of it comes down to like ego and death go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know.
And then ego death is a good thing, I think.
Ego, yeah. Well, ego. If you get the pressure right.
Yeah.
No, I just find it like that. That's like all mob deaths are ego deaths.
Dude, have you listened to Sammy the Bull Gravano's podcast?
No, I didn't know he had a fucking podcast.
Okay, yeah. It makes you feel stupid for doing a podcast, right? I mean, everyone who does a podcast should feel stupid anyway, including us.
There's everyone. No, not stupid. Foolish.
Thank you.
Keep it on brand.
Yeah. Hong Kong. But Sammy the Bull Gravano has a podcast, and he tells a story, but he tells one particular story that my friends have shared a lot about a time he whacks a guy, and the guy who he's about to kill is like complimenting him on like, he's like, I can't believe what you just did. You, like, all these people have tried to kill me and you did it. You are so good. Like, but it's Sammy the Bull telling the story.
Yeah.
So it's like he could be lying, or you know, he's like,
because there's all lying sociopaths.
But it's just
yeah.
It's so insane to hear him talk about this guy telling him how great he is because he's about to kill him. Yeah. And it's a fascinating podcast. Stop this podcast and go. No, please.
That's insane though. Like, fuck, dude. That's not. You know, it's weird. I thought about a sketch like that, some mob sketches, you know.
Yeah.
And now I can't because
it's called Our Thing.
Yeah.
With Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Also, I know it's a podcast and stuff, but there's no statute of limitations on murder. So
I know, yeah.
I don't know how.
Dude, he just talks about all kinds of stuff. It's fascinating. Yeah. It's like,
but
really,
I guess it's protected under free speech.
I don't know. I don't. Know.
I think it might be.
I would think other people would want to kill him. Yeah. My favorite part of about the whole podcast, though, beyond how fascinating it is, there's a guy who introduces he'll be like, New York City, 1963. You know, he's like the narrator almost. Yeah. But that's like the extent of what he says. He barely says anything. Yeah. And I'm convinced that guy is just like a modern, like, connected guy who's getting money. Like, you know, the mob is getting money some way, so they put this guy in there. Yeah. You know, because he's literally useless. He'll be like, New York City, 1982. And then it'll cut to Sammy. And Sammy will be like, I was in New York City. It was around 1982. and I was going to work for, and you're like, what the fuck was that first guy for? Yeah. And then at the end of the episode, it was like, that was our thing. You know, it's like he says nothing. But that's crazy. Fascinating death stories in there.
That's an interesting concept.
If you work for the mafia, apparently they kill you, you go to jail. It's pretty, there's not a lot of loyalty there.
Yeah.
Turns out.
There's not a lot of loyalty in the mafia.
I've listened to one podcast and one audiobook.
Yeah.
I watched The Sopranos 4 times.
You're trying to say the band of murder guidos aren't loyal?
It's so funny. Yeah, but I guess that is kind of goes back almost like the military thing, and they talk about it too. They're like dying for a purpose. So I think some people, like, if you could convince yourself into a lifestyle or a club or like a thing, and you are willing to die for that, then I guess maybe it makes dying easier. I don't know.
It's so weird because like the closer I get to actual death. In age, the less I find things I'm willing to die for.
Right. Yeah.
It's just weird. I guess it's because like the clock's ticking, and I've already let a lot of sand pass through my hourglass, and so I'm just like.
In terms of what?
Like just things like, for example, like I'm pursuing things in entertainment, but I'm getting older. Like, so if let's say 5 years I make it, I mean, I'm going to be past 40.
Yeah. That's still not that old.
It's not that old, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird.
It's old in like, if to a TikToker, you know?
Yeah,
you're an old, you and I are old to TikTokers.
Yeah, to TikTokers, we're fucking
but not like,
grandpas and shit. Yeah.
Not comedy clubs are like, you know, headliners, they do it through, you know.
Yeah.
You get 20.
Yeah, but a lot of those guys, especially the ones I
sadly, you got 20-something years.
That is true. That's true. That's insane.
Yeah.
But I was thinking we should do like a spin-off episode of that podcast, the Sammy the Bull. You know,
let's do it.
Like, where we go. That's our thing. Like, that's our snack, and we just pull out a random year. You know, like October 1994. We just talk about what snacks we're eating at that particular time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I love
just it. Just like October 1994. It was Dunkaroos at the local gas station, and 25-cent Little Debbie snack cakes. That was the indicator that I knew that the economy was shifting.
Yeah,
is when this is around 2007 between 2007 and 2009 when the housing market and everything started hitting real bad. I noticed that Little Debbie snack cakes went from $0.25 to 35 cents, and I was like,
it was the largest. One of the largest modern financial collapses, and you're like, these Little Debbie snack cakes.
This guy's like, I own 6 houses. I lost 6 houses. And I'm just like, fucking zebra cakes went up a dime. Like, this is not my zebra cake.
You go like a Clint Eastwood revenge plot.
People are jumping out of buildings because of the Enron crisis, and I'm just pissed off because my dollar doesn't stretch as far as it used to when buying cakes. It's fucking sad. Yeah,
man. Food's going up, or everything. All zebra cakes are going up.
Oh yeah, now Little Debbie's are like $1.19.
Yeah.
If you'd have told 2006 Crespo that, I'd have punched you right in the face. What? Get out of my face! You trying to say that this 25-cent zebra cake is going to be $1.19 in 2021? Are you fucking kidding me?
You just stockpile zebra cakes.
Oh yeah,
like Bitcoin. Mining for zebra cake.
Oh, speaking of like foolish and possibly wanting to kill yourself for it, did I ever tell you about my Bitcoin story about like possibly getting on the ground floor of Bitcoin?
No.
Okay, so I had when I worked security, I had this guy who used to do trades. He was single dude, no kids. You know, he was in the army. He worked security with us. He did bounce work. He did all these jobs. He did trade investing. He just did whatever he wanted to do. Just making money and stuff like that. And he was hitting us up, and he was telling us about this new blockchain fucking thing. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck he just said. You know, he's like, it's the way of the future. It's the way currency is going to be. I'm like, where does the money come? He's explaining it, and I still don't understand.
Yeah.
And then he's like, right now it's like 60 cents or something. 60 cents for like
coin
or something like that. He's like, I say like let's buy like $250 worth of it, and then like to sit on it. He goes, and then he roughly estimated how much, and it was like it was a bunch. It was a bunch of it was Bitcoin.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did the estimate, and just $250 worth of it at that particular price, I would have $17.5 million right now. You want to talk about wanting to die? Oh, that hurt so bad. I was like, whoa. But I mean, but now also the rational person in me is like, I would have to have held on to that for what? This was like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, over a decade, just holding on to it in hopes. And then I know me. If it made just a little bit of money, even if it just doubled, I'd sell. Like,
it would be really hard. It would be really hard to sit on,
Yeah.
I remember. So I was in 2006. I just moved to California, and it was like real. I lived with a friend of mine and his girlfriend, but they were like real boring.
Yeah.
So it was just, I was like on my own a lot when I first got out there, and I subscribed to a new business called Netflix, and it was when they got DVDs in the mail.
Yes, I remember that.
And I was just a lonely pup out there, and I was getting DVDs in the mail. And I also, my grandfather taught me about investing when I was young.
Yeah.
So I've been like conscious of investing, but after high school through college, I just stopped paying attention because I would have made a lot of money, and why would I do that? So Netflix comes and I start getting it, and I'm like, man, this company is like, this is great. Like, this is such an awesome company. And it was like $100 a share at that time, and they missed earnings or whatever, and the share price dropped by 50%, and it was like $50 a share. And I was like, man, this company is amazing. I should like invest in this company. And I just never did. And then it's like $600 or whatever, which is not quite 17 million, but
yeah,
I have a handful of those stories, real world.
Yeah, I got one with Lionsgate where when my brother was in college and his buddies like were talking about like investing. And they're like, we should investigate. This company just recently went public or something. Because at the time, all Lionsgate was producing was B-rated horror movies and wrestling, direct-to-video wrestling VHSs.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, why would we invest in that?
I always remember the Lionsgate logo. Like when I was watching movies at home.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the Dimension, Lionsgate, like a lot of those 90s production.
And I was like, why would I want to invest in a company that only produces horror movies and wrestling DVDs? Like, why would I do that? And then flash forward, hey, Bitcoin, I'm like, get out of my face, I got to go fight this guy because he stole something from Belk, like, yeah. Oh man, shit, dude.
Losing money makes you want to kill yourself.
What was man? There was something else I was gonna mention. Like, what was the? Have you ever done anything at a funeral or a cemetery? Anything dumb?
What do you mean done anything?
Like just like
we used to go into cemeteries at night.
You do like ghost hunting and stuff. Or?
Yeah, manhunt and
okay.
You play manhunt?
Oh, like at night, hide and go seek basically.
Yeah, but like over a large area.
Oh, okay.
Like we would do it over like a couple of blocks or whatever.
Oh, we just called at night hide and go seek manhunt. Okay. We called it manhunt, but it was probably like a similar concept, but just not as covered as wide a base as what you're describing.
Yeah, but I think it was like, I think it was a group finding one person, wasn't it? I don't remember. We used to do adult scavenger hunts in my hometown.
Okay, those are actually kind of fun.
By my friend,
I've done one of those before.
Meredith, and that was great.
You did one in a cemetery?
No, not in a cemetery, but it was just like in general. It would be like take a picture of yourself naked with a stranger. Or like a picture frame with gay porn in it, like
that could lead to a foolish death. It's
probably
fuck around with the wrong person, or like what the fuck. And then
I always feel like I'm gonna die when I go out down. Every time I go to a mic here, I feel like I get approached every single time.
I go out to rain dogs.
Yeah, or any of them.
Oh, really?
Every single time I get approached.
Yeah, there's a lot of homeless people, unfortunately.
Yeah,
because the church downtown doesn't do anything for them. It's just fucking terrible.
They just evade taxes.
Oh yeah, it's just a tax shelter. I've heard of people like having sex at funerals or like cemeteries and stuff.
Oh yeah, banging on a grave.
Yeah,
I've never done that.
It's honestly the craziest thing I've probably done at a funeral or like anything sacred like that is like I did comedy at my grandma's funeral. I did a set.
Yeah, that's a tough. That's a tough audience.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was. And then afterwards, I was like, "Hey, anyone else want to say a few words?" And no one. And I was like,
you're like, "Grandma?"
No, I've been on radio before, so I was like, "No dead air." And so I just I was like, I gotta think of something fast, and I started like singing "Wake Me Up Before You Go" by Wham. I go, we're just gonna go into our next segment, karaoke, and I was just like, I was trying to be playful to continue like the playfulness of my set.
Yeah.
And that's probably like the dumbest thing I've ever. But I met a dude.
Was that well received? The Wham.
There was like 6 people, and those 6 people were the
4 of them walked.
No, there was 200 people in the room. It was like the 6 people that really enjoyed it were the people I kind of hoped they were going to enjoy it. Yeah, It was like my brother and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But everyone else was just like, "What is happening?" I don't know if I could fuck in a cemetery or something like that.
My friend had sex on a church lawn, but it was just across the street from an off-campus house in college.
Church lawn. I mean. Yeah. Depending on your convictions about religion, that's one thing. But like something for some reason, cemetery
it could just be a lawn.
Yeah, cemetery just feels
wrong.
Wrong.
It's disrespectful.
So weird. I don't know.
I did a cemetery tour in New Orleans where they have the raised graves.
Graves. Because they can't put them underground, right?
Yeah, and it was me and Kelly and the tour guide, and then a couple from L.A.
Yeah,
Los Angeles, not Louisiana.
Yeah,
and they were like typical California. Asshole kind of vibe, and at one point, like 3/4 of the way through the tour, the guy in that couple sat down on a grave, like to rest, like on one of the raised graves, because it's like bench height, which is just like someone's casket, basically.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And the tour guide was like, "You shouldn't sit there," and the guy like kind of doubled down. He was like, "I'm just taking a break," And his wife was so like mortified.
Oh my God,
it was great.
Oh man, are you superstitious?
No,
no, you don't. You're not.
I will do. I used to do superstitious type things,
like lucky jerseys and shit like that. Or?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
but like when it comes to like cemeteries and death and spirits and stuff, right?
No, not really. I don't know. Yeah, no, not really. Are you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I've had some.
You believe in ghosts?
Well, I've had some experiences that I can't explain.
Yeah.
That I like the only way to try to explain it. Anytime I try to explain it, it's like I can say is this and this and this, but it was like it's really hard to describe. Like I've had I've seen like shadows. I've felt like the cold draft, like that, where the temperature changes drastically.
Yeah,
like that, and I wasn't anywhere near an AC vent, that type of thing. I've had where I felt like people touch me, and then probably the most prominent one I talk about in my set sometimes, but it was true. I was laying in my bed, and I felt like pressure, like someone on the bed, and then like a breath, and I felt the breath, heard the breath, felt the breath on the back of my upper shoulder neck region.
Oh, and you're facing away?
I had my face into the pillow like this, like with my arms up, and I was home alone. Yeah. I was home alone. I was tired. I was going to go, I was going to take a cat nap or whatever, because I think I was going to hang out with some friends later. Possibly it was one of those plans where they're like, we'll meet up later.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm gonna take a
up
cat
in the air.
And I was home alone, and I woke up. I was like, I thought it was somebody got home early and was playing a trick, and then that's when I realized there was no one home. There was no one there.
Yeah.
And even if it was someone playing a trick, when I popped up, it would have to be some. I would have heard them. You can hear someone frantically running away.
Yeah.
Close proximity. I would have heard any of that. I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
And I I then got like my bed was like against the wall, and I like got up and I was like against the wall, and I was just doing this, and I did that for like 15, 20 minutes until someone else came home, and then I was like, I don't know what happened, you know. And then in that same house, I had my cousin was I was in high school at this time, and my one cousin was at football practice. And my dad went to go pick him up from football practice because my mom and my aunt were like on a ladies' night out type thing or whatever. So my dad went to pick up my cousin from football practice. And I decided to go. My sister decided to go. We all went with them. And then my one cousin's like, I can't. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to stay here and I'm finish up my homework. So he's by himself in our house. And we have a wind chime that's in the corner. And it, like whenever the AC would kick on or fan, it would move a little bit. Yeah. But he said that he's just doing his homework, and next thing you know, the wind chime, like if someone punched it.
Oh wow!
Like someone threw something at it. It was like cling, 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 like a hurricane wind. Kicked in, and
wow,
we come back, and my dad's like, "What the hell? The door's open, and." My cousin's like, why is Derek, my other cousin, the younger cousin, that was the one that doing homework. He's like, my cousin now is across the street at the neighbor's sidewalk, staring at our house with the door wide open, in the fucking rain.
Wow,
it's raining. He doesn't have a raincoat. He doesn't have an umbrella.
He's just
staring at the door, and we're like, what the hell? Get inside. What? And then all he can say is, I heard a jingling, man. I heard a jingling. and so flash forward, probably about a year and a half ago, this lady, I was out of town. I came back in town. My mom was telling me about this. This lady knocks on the door of my parents' house. And it's like, hey, how are you? Sorry to bother you. I used to live here at this house. And so then my parents were like, that's interesting. And then the lady started telling about the neighborhood, how the neighborhood used to be, and then started telling about the neighbors. And the neighbors had kids. And the neighbors' kids used to come over to the house and play in the house and stuff. And that whole family, I think, died in a car accident.
What?
So what freaked me out was a lot of the things that used to happen used to be. Oh man, I'm getting like chills. I'm getting a hair stand on my arms. A lot of the things that used to happen used to be like things that felt playful.
Yeah,
like like I would see the shadows. I saw short shadows at lower levels. Yeah, like a kid or someone crawling or something like that. And so, so like it's the whole, yeah, that's weird. That is spooky, dude. It's but it was unbelievable. It was like, what? So for years, I remember like toys when I had when we first moved there, in that house, I was in middle school. So I remember I still had action figures and stuff. I still do. I'm 36 years old now. I mean, but I had a lot more then. Yeah. And I just remember like things feeling like being misplaced or played with, And it was I don't remember that toy there, but I didn't think it. Maybe who knows, whatever. And so for years, for fucking decades, there was like incidents there that I couldn't explain, and it just felt. But and also there was a hallway, and like I always felt like I saw like a little kid, like a short shadow walking across in the darkness. Man. And I remember my sister one time waking up and pointing to the end of the hallway, like crying and shit. And she pissed herself or something. Yeah, dude, it was fucking. It was So it's
God. My house, the ice maker makes noise at night.
It's those kids getting a drink
Sometimes,
at night.
Yeah, they get thirsty after playing in your house.
Playing with Beelzebub.
No, but Kelly will always make me inspect noises,
Oh, those are the worst.
And I get so mad because I'm always tired and I just want to sleep, And so she'll be like, I heard a noise. Go check it out. And I've already locked up the house. I check the house. I make sure it's locked before I go to bed,
Yeah.
so I don't have to check it out. But one time in San Diego, we did that, and we were like, it was like a nightmare week, and it was awful. I was beyond exhausted, and she did that thing where she was like, I think I heard a noise. I think I heard a noise outside. Someone's trying to break in. And I sleep naked. And I was so mad that I got up and I went out, I burst outside of our apartment, fully nude. And I went and I looked, like marched around, and then went back in. I was like, there's no one fucking there. But someone would have died if they saw me.
They would have died very foolishly.
Yeah. Foolish death. Let's see. So there was a dude who was found in 2009, a supermarket employee who fell between an 18-inch gap between a cooler and a wall and became trapped, and he wasn't found until 10 years later.
That shit freaks me out.
Is that fucking crazy?
I have claustrophobia. You ever heard of the Nutty Putty Caves in Utah?
No, what's that?
Oh, you know spelunking, where they like go.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay. So I have a claustrophobia, and I watch spelunking videos to try to overcome it.
Yeah,
and but then I came across during my YouTube rabbit hole of this dude that went into the Nutty Putty Caves in Utah and decided to go freelance into a section of the cave that wasn't meant to be freelanced into.
Oh.
And he ended up, like, he was a very experienced spelunker, but he ended up getting into this little area where it slid. He slid down. It was like, and then he slid down upside down, and the way he was trapped was he had one arm in front of him trapped, one arm behind him trapped, with his feet like this.
And his feet were above him?
Above him.
Above his head?
He was upside down. Completely upside down.
Oh, my God.
Trapped and wedged.
I can't do that for 10 seconds.
Wedged. And they tried to do a rescue mission, and they were saying the amount of time passed that all the blood was now rushing to his head. And he only has so much time before we can get him out, before he's going to be in a coma soon.
Yeah, what happens? Do you suffocate or like?
Yeah, all your blood rushes to your head, doesn't get to your extremities, so then your organs start failing.
That sounds like the worst
way to die.
That sounds like one of the worst ways to die I've heard in a while.
Yeah, and he died.
He died?
He never made it out. So they trapped basically like closed off the cave permanently. Yeah, he's still in there.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Nutty Putty Cave?
Nutty Putty Cave.
I gotta read about this.
Oh, look it up, dude. It's nightmare fuel.
There's oh God.
That's
welcome to the Nightmare Fuel podcast.
Yeah.
We look like vampires.
Yeah.
But there was a diving, like a scuba diving cave accident. There was like a famous one
of those, yeah.
Similar kind of situation.
Yeah.
Dude gets stuck down there.
Yeah, and then,
I don't fuck with caves. Like, I've been in a cave before, but it was like when you flip through and there's like, you're on a boat, you're like, you know? Like, I have no interest in.
I've been in a cave that was wide open and I freaked out.
Yeah.
Like, these are caves where these guys are crawling on their tummies.
Yeah, they like slip. They like.
Yeah, I saw this one where a guy did an underwater cave where it was that tight, like crawling on your tummy, but with a air pack.
Yeah.
Then he had to take it off his back and then like push it ahead of him.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I couldn't do this.
Yeah,
first of all,
that's freaky.
Oh, dude, I don't like the idea of being underwater and then like having, fuck.
Did you ever see the catacomb, like people videotapes from the catacombs?
Yes. In France?
Yeah. I think there was one where someone supposedly got lost. I don't know if it's fake though.
Yeah.
But they're like, going through and.
Yeah, there was a movie they made about it called like.
Yeah.
As if above or something.
Yeah, as above, so below or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I saw a scene where he was like climbing through like it was like skulls.
Yeah.
To get to this little.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's.
It's amazing. There's so many skulls down there, and you're like, man, there's so many people. Yeah. There's so many people around. A lot of people have died. More people have. Is there more people have died than been alive? Right?
Oh, really?
I think. I don't know.
That's insane. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm asking.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, it's so weird because all this why I think one of the things that I'm fearful about is like I haven't had it in a very, very long time, but I had a recurring dream, and I'm talking about like years long recurring dream.
Yeah,
where I'm elbow crawling. That's why I think I get the fear. I'm elbow crawling like a miles long path, almost like an El Chapo escape cave,
like Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, I'm elbow crawling and it's half filled with water, and it's like muddy, and it's
really like Shawshank.
Oh yeah, it's muddy, and then like the water keeps going up, and I have to keep like elevating, and to the point where I
stiff neck,
and then I have to like get on my back and just kind of keep my nose. It's a recurring dream, and I'm in like army fatigues, and like part of it's like, fuck, was I a soldier in my previous life?
Man,
like it's insane. Yeah. I mean, what's that? Lucid.
Yeah.
I can smell like the mud. I can feel the texture of the mud in my fingers. I can, and so that's another thing about like for death. It's like something that I had this theory that lucid dreams, like especially realistic ones, not like ones where it's like these unicorns are everywhere. Like that one, like the one with me crawling through the tunnel. Like part of me feels like that was me. Like,
yeah,
because I believe in some extent like reincarnation. Mm-hmm. And so like that's the thing that's so fascinating about death is like, is there gonna be like when I pass away is there gonna be some kid is like, yeah man, I keep having this dream of me bombing at an open mic.
I feel compelled to go on that stage.
I feel compelled to go eat shit at a dive bar somewhere.
Yeah, it would be cool to think that like your soul or whatever you want to call it, like your spirit, like just had lived in the past in different bodies.
Yeah,
this is not what I believe, but I'm just thinking it would be cool.
No,
like imagine like you fighting in the Civil War, and you're like, I just want to go home and eat some darn biscuits.
And that's why now I love breakfast biscuits.
Yeah.
Because I was Jethro in 1872.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've had some pretty descriptive sex dreams with women that I'm like, well, who is this lady? So was I like a hot soldier? Was I
a hot muddy soldier?
A sexy soldier. And then he's like disappointed.
That home from war sex.
Dude, now I have this whole funny like sketch idea where it's like all my reincarnated souls in my body are disappointed in myself. Like, oh, he's so fucking fat. It's
like, my past self was fat.
Oh yeah. He's one of my past lives was like a rock star. He's like threesomes and cocaine every night.
Yeah, they're like up in heaven. They're like,
oh, come on, man.
This is for that 14-year-old in Seattle.
Oh shit.
Well,
hell yeah, dude. But
hell yeah. Don't die, fools.
Stick we're all
around
gonna
for a
die,
little while.
But don't die foolishly.
Not yet. Not foolishly.
Just know the proper pressure when you do your autoerotic asphyxiation.
Pick a smaller farm animal.
Make sure you get coke from reputable sources. And
oh boy,
yeah.
Don't want to get Quigleyed out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, dude, it's the worst. But before we end this, if you listen to this far, we have a couple routine listeners apparently. Shouts out to them. Joan, Alex, Travis, anybody else that's listening, give a shout out. I plan on getting maybe getting buttons. We updated our logo.
Yeah.
And so
Yellow Boy.
Yeah, Yellow Boy.
The Yellow King.
Yeah. And so I plan on getting buttons maybe down the road, maybe some other small merch. Yeah. But I mean, until then, if you hear this and you hear your name or just listen to it, give us a shout out. Let us know. Maybe do a screenshot, send it our way.
Hit us up on Instagram.
Hell yeah. Hit us on Instagram, like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or if you subscribe, like the videos, because I've seen a couple of the videos where people are listening, but no one's like liking. Thumbs up that shit, man.
Yeah, it's easy. It's one click away.
One click away
from
man.
Making our little hearts flutter.
Hell yeah. Yeah, make it flutter from happiness, not the from the Checkers that I've been eating lately. So
you can still go to Checkers?
I love Checkers.
I haven't been in so long. We got to go sometime.
Oh, it's good.
Let's do a live Foolosophy at Checkers.
Yeah, we'll do maybe self-esteem would be a good one for that.
We have to eat Checkers. We're like during eat Checkers and then do it.
Yeah,
you'd be in a real low point.
Oh, I don't know, man. I kind of been.
I don't know. Their fries are so good.
Oh, the greatest.
I remember. I don't. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do it.
we'll do that. But
get out here.
All right. But that's been our episode on death. And speaking of death, you can live your lives. Do it foolishly because it's
cool to be foolish.
Like, yeah.